views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff and management of WWDB TV.
What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to the Pickup Show. I'm your host, Big Doc. Today we have a lot to talk about. There's a couple of things that's come by me that I feel that we need to address and discuss today on the show. We have a couple of guests that are stopping by, some repeat offenders, as you might want to say. So stay tuned. The Pickup Show is going to be a hoot. Don't go nowhere. WWDB TV, baby. What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to the Pickup Show. Of course, I'm your host, Big Doc. And this week, we got my coach. I brought him in today. We actually trained today. Mr. Jerome DeBow there. You remember him from last week. He actually sat on the panel with us. And Mr. Alex Higuera. Higuera?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Alex Higuera, who is actually a fighter. You amateur or pro?
Pro.
Pro. All right, what's your record?
2 wins, 1 draw.
2 wins, 1 draw. All right, and you actually fight under Jerome, yeah?
Yes.
All right, see, that's what I'm talking about. See, we all one big happy family, even though I'm sore as heck from today's workout. Just so you know.
And you already know we had to get that cornbread today.
Yeah, man. It was
reestablished.
It was all bad, but you know, I just got to get back in shape, man, and definitely get this working. Now, Alex, we didn't really get to know too much about you last week because you know you were here, but you were sitting back chilling. So let the world know about yourself, man.
Well, I'm a professional fighter. I fight out of Las Vegas, Nevada. I have my coach here, Jerome. He's taught me everything about boxing. We've been working together for 5 years, and we're still going.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll be fighting April 7th in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Now, are you sure it's April 7th? You know, that's a weekday, man. I actually looked at my calendar. April 7th is a Tuesday.
That's what the
It's Tuesday night.
the promoter told me.
Yeah, Tuesday night.
Tuesday night fights?
Tuesday night.
Oh, man, I'm not going to be able to make it because I got to do a physical fitness test for my job, man.
Oh, well,
But
next one for sure.
Oh, for sure. But
Yeah.
I definitely know that you will knock old boy out.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to go in and show out.
You're gonna take his cornbread.
Yep.
That's a battle cry. Take his cornbread. All right. So, with that being said, man, we have the Wilder Fury trilogy coming up, the rubber match. They agreed to fight. The fight is set for July 18th out here in Vegas, more than likely at MGM. It's either going to be at MGM or T-Mobile. Now, I have my reservations about the fight, at least it coming in. But what I do want to know, one of the things that's coming out right now is a video that surfaced with Fury's gloves kind of flipping and flopping all over the place. And a lot of people are screaming, okay, Fury cheated, he had loaded gloves. Jerome, I'm gonna start with you. What do you think about that?
Well, I've seen the clips. I've seen it a couple of times, slowed it down, looked at it, slowed it down, looked at it. And I've seen how floppy and loosely the gloves were. There was some type of what I call, maybe he had something in the gloves, but regardless, I don't think he had a solid object in the gloves, but I feel like Fury beat Wilder fair and square. Just really got him out of his boxing mind, just really mind gamed him, you know, played with his mind and put a blueprint out and executed the blueprint that he had ready for had ready for him. You know, he just really put that work together. He had a blueprint, put it together, slam dunk all day long.
All right, Alex, what is your take on that? What do you think?
Well, they're saying that Tyson Fury cheated. Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, said he had either some kind of sandbag or something in his glove that gave him an advantage.
Well, what I know is when you're about to fight, and in this level, when it's a world championship fight, the commission is very serious. They're on top of everything. Like before you fight, they check your gloves. They're monitoring you when you're getting your hands wrapped, and I don't think they'll let anything slide. You know, they're watching every move that you're gonna do before you step into that ring. So
especially on that type of caliber.
On that type of caliber
fight, they're really strict.
They're very strict.
So
Well, now I will say there's one thing that kind of gave me pause in that second fight, and this was before the match, and they always show the dressing rooms and things of
Right,
that nature. Now, in this particular instance, and just so you know, I am not calling Tyson Fury a cheater. Let that be known. But one of the things that they were doing is you saw them, they kept trying to put a towel over the camera inside of Fury's dressing room.
Right.
But the towel kept falling. So they said, you know what? Enough of that. They just unplugged the camera.
Right.
So my thing is, okay, I've never seen that. I've never seen anybody unplug the camera in your dressing room. So my thing is, okay, why did you unplug that camera?
Well, see, I'm speaking on a lot of coaches training their fighters, especially when it's the moment of time for their fight. A lot of them like to keep a lot of things private because, what the media sees, certain techniques that they might be using for that opponent that they don't want to be seen. Because you never know, your next opponent could be watching.
Okay.
And studying your every move.
Okay.
But if he's going to watch and study it, let him watch and study it while you're out there in that ring fighting.
Right.
But if you
Okay.
got a certain blueprint that you're really putting together, then you want to perfect it, go out there and surprise and shock the world. And basically, that's what they did that night.
Okay. Alex?
Yeah, well, what he said, they're trying to keep everything under wraps, and not just in a fight, but this goes towards like when you're in the gym too. Like they're very strict about not allowing footage of sparring. So
Floyd's very big on that.
Yeah.
He will not let you film him sparring.
yeah, and this goes like same thing like when you're about to fight. So they're trying to be more secretive because you never know who's watching you. And it's serious. It's all business.
Okay. Now, one of the things that I will say is, even if Tyson Fury had loaded gloves, okay, let's just say that he did, right? Just for the sake of argument, let's say that he had loaded gloves. If you box effectively, if you box the way that you're supposed to, it wouldn't matter if a person had loaded gloves or not. You can put somebody in the ring with Mayweather with loaded gloves, and it really wouldn't make a difference because Mayweather, he slips punches, he ducks punches, he knows how to counter. And with that, that's where I think Wilder made his biggest mistake. He didn't have those tools. He didn't fight behind his jab. Just, something that we worked on today.
Right.
Right. Slipping the punches, coming back, actually moving your feet, footwork,
Keeping
defense.
that head moving,
Exactly.
with the gloves.
Exactly. So those basic fundamentals would actually alleviate a lot of cheating, if that's what he did, which I'm not saying he did, but if he did, that would alleviate a lot of that. The next question is, and I'm sorry, my people, but I gotta say this. I'm thinking that black people, my people, our people, however you want to call it, I'm honestly thinking that we made too many excuses for Wilder. When he was winning, he's this, bomb squad, I get it. But he lost, and not only did he lose, he got his butt kicked. Now, with that being said, in come the excuses. Oh, they cheated. Oh, just accept the loss. Accept the loss, and come back and learn from it.
I feel like he accepted the loss, and a winner don't stay down. A winner gets back up.
Right.
And if the Wilder that I know, he's gonna get up, he's gonna come back, and the only way to beat this man, they're gonna have to bring an army into that ring. He's coming full throttle. I'm not taking nothing from Fury. Fury's coming with his game plan once again, and Wilder will have to execute. He will have to, no exceptions, none of that.
If he comes back and he fights the same way that he fought this last fight, you're gonna end up with the same result. Right. The only way that I can see him like truly making a difference if he really goes back to the drawing board, gets in with his fundamentals and really makes that difference. If you don't make that difference, if you don't do that, then you're going to suffer the same fate. If you don't get the foot movement and the defense, you're going to suffer the same fate.
Just like a lot of people were saying, well, the mask and everything he was carrying was too heavy, and that. No, you heard a lot of excuses. But at the end of the day, None of that was in the ring when he was fighting.
Nope. Nope.
You know, I'm pretty sure he didn't make these excuses up, but the fans and the people wanted to have
No,
an excuse for it.
actually, he's the one that brought up, that garb that he wore into the ring. He's the one that brought that up. Nobody said anything about it until he made mention of it. Saying, oh, well, I didn't know how heavy it was, and then when I took it off, I didn't have any legs. Alex, you got a fight coming up. What are you wearing into the ring?
I'm just gonna be wearing my vest, my shorts, and just my gloves and shoes. That's it.
So you're not gonna wear you're Mexican, right?
I'm Mexican.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'm not gonna be wearing a sombrero or a poncho or anything like that.
some 40-pound sombrero or a 40-pound Aztec warrior
No.
garb, and so you just coming in.
No, maybe in the future I will.
Don't you do that?
No, it just depends, how I feel. But that's not my style. That's not what I would do. Yeah, but I don't know. When I saw the fight, I didn't think that he was there present mentally. Like, I don't know what he did before the fight, like if he had sex with a girl or he was out drinking, but he wasn't there.
I don't think he drinks, but does sex really make that big of a difference?
Yes, it
Well,
does.
it's a myth.
It does.
I mean,
It's I thought it was a myth. Coming up as an amateur, thought it was a myth. What I found out, for a fact, is true.
Really?
Yeah, true. It's true.
So you
Experience.
I mean, yes, because amateur fought the Black Expo in Indianapolis, Indiana, and I said a couple hours before the fight, I got there late. I'm fighting a guy that won the Expo every year, first place, one of their best. Welterweight, 147. I get there, got in the ring, and my legs wasn't moving nowhere. And I'm like, I trained real hard for this, Moved around. I said, come on, legs, move. I'm dancing.
Wait, so you busted guts before the fight? Like before the fight? Not a day, not the night before.
Young and dumb, a couple hours before the fight. And I won the fight, but I won sloppy, real sloppy. I went home, looked at the tape, I'm like, that was me.
Oh wow.
I felt like a mummy.
What, Alex? You have a girlfriend, man?
yeah.
What's her
I
name?
do. Lori.
Lori. Listen, April 7th. Is she going with you to Utah?
She might.
Okay.
Yeah, she's not working.
April 7th. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Lay off, man. I know you love your guy, but lay off. No busting guts and slapping uglies before the fight. Wait until after the fight is over and give him that, that congratulatory, go ahead and give him that then. But don't do it before the fight, man.
Yeah, I need my legs. I need my energy. I need to be all there.
That's crazy.
I'll never be a boxer.
John over there in the back, man, he probably has a lifetime subscription to Viagra. But this is
But some fighters, some athletes, I'm not just gonna say fighters because it goes in all categories, are different. Sometimes
Like Tyson.
Some fighters maybe make them stronger. Everybody's body's different.
Tyson used to have sex.
But I
before
just found
fights.
out the hard way.
fair enough. Speaking of Tyson, we're going to get to him in a second. Last thing on this Fury Wilder. Should Wilder take Floyd's invite to train? Because he did make it public. He had an interview where, they asked him, would he be an asset as far as to Wilder, within his next fight. And Floyd did say, if he trained with me, I can show him how to win. Do you think Wilder should take Floyd's invitation and come down and train?
I think a true champion would. The reason why, because it's knowledge, it's advancements.
Okay.
Once you feel like you know it all, especially in this sport, in any sport, you need to quit. And I feel like Floyd has the knowledge and has a lot that he can learn. Just because Floyd's a welterweight,
Okay.
and he's a heavyweight, you still can learn a lot,
Fair enough.
especially on the defense level.
Exactly.
The countering level. To have your feet planted level. He's great at that, and that's what got him where he's at. Money made,
Now, Alex, what do you think about it? Do you think
Yeah.
Wilder should?
Yeah, why not? I mean, you are learning from the best, and to have that type of mentorship is, such a privilege, and you should take it. He'll learn how to jab. He'll learn like all the fundamentals from the best.
And this is not saying
I would.
Wilder is can't fight, can't
No.
box, and none of that. This
No.
is saying that anything that you can do to perfect your skills in this era, in this sport, which is your life in that ring, and no one else in there, then you need to go 100%. And I feel like that's going 100%. And if I know Wilder, he believes in himself. So what? He's gonna come do it.
I hope so.
No, he's gonna come do because he's. Then again, it's like a challenge. I can do this, and he's gonna overcome it.
I hope
I
so,
see
man. Before we let you guys get out of here today, man, and definitely I appreciate you guys stopping by. This is actually great. I read an article today, and I actually sat back and I watched the show. But Mike Tyson,
Okay.
he has a podcast. It's called Hot Boxing.
Okay.
You know, Mike, big weed smoker, man. Shouts out to Iron Mike. But he had Sugar Ray Leonard on, and one of the things that he said, and you know, that man actually broke down and started crying. He said that since he's left the sport of boxing, he feels empty. He feels that, you know, basically he has nothing. And, you know, that hurt him, you know, and it hurt me watching it because, you know, Mike is a very lovable guy. He's a very nice guy. Before I say what I have to say, you know, I'm gonna open it up to you, Jerome. I'm gonna open it up to you, Alex. You know, you're basically, you know, you're on your ascent right now. You know, you're on your way up. So this is what you're doing. But, you know, there is gonna come a time where you do have to let the sport go, you know, for whatever reason. You know, it just, either way. Jerome, what do you think, you know, you being a retired boxer, what do you think about that?
Well, the emotions, I mean, that's our life. Boxing is our life. He did it since he was a kid. I did it since I was a kid. That's all we knew. That's what kept us from what I say harm, from the streets, from the poverty, from the drugs, from the gangs. I mean, when you growing up and you watching your parents struggle, you know, a regular 9 to 5 to feed her kids, you know what I'm saying? That's all we know. And then there was that gateway out, you know, you graduate from high school and then you do a little semi-college and you still can't get the job to provide. And so you steady looking for a way out. And then, not to bring race into the issue, then you get the doors shut on you daily, daily.
Right.
Looked up on, turned away. You know, and all you hear is promises, and then you look at yourself and say, you find out boxing, and all that anger and frustration, you go to the gym and you let loose on them bags, you get in that ring and you spar. That takes a lot off of you. That training, not just boxing, it lets you clear your mind and then come up with what you really need to do in life.
Okay.
That way you start building your blueprint.
Okay.
So it's a big difference. So I feel where Tyson's coming from in so many ways. Boxing it's our life. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of actors that just want to put on a pair of boxing gloves and say, you know, they champions, and you know, I call them actors. You know, There's a lot of acting coaches. There's a lot of acting promoters, but they don't understand. At the end of the day, it's one family. And the boxing world is smaller than people think. It ain't big as they think. We all know each other. And a lot of people, well, boxers are crazy. No. Boxers have some big hearts.
Indeed.
We'll take our shirt off to help a person.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, now, Alex, like I say, you know, you being on your ascent, what do you think about that?
Well, in the future, like when I'm coming near retirement, I mean, I love the sport a lot. I love everything about it. Like how he said that Tyson, how he felt like when he would spar, it's a good stress reducer, and you know, you're releasing so much. You know, just all the endorphins are racing through your body. But it just depends, like what state of mind I'm in. If I'm there all mentally, like it just depends. You know, like I have to look out for my health too.
Right.
You know, health is very important, and if I'm still okay, then I'd go as far as I could. You know, but
Right.
I wouldn't want to do it where it affects me. You know, health wise.
Understood.
Because we know a lot of ex-champions, upcoming world champions that you can't even understand a sentence that they're saying no more. You know,
We've seen the punchy. You know, you
and I
definitely saw
wouldn't
the
wish that
punchy.
on
Serious.
no one.
No.
No one. I've seen them from all parts of the globe, and
Well,
it's not worth it.
I'm going to say this as far as, and this is just, my personal message to Mike Tyson himself. Mike, if you're listening, hopefully you see this. I just want to say, from somebody that grew up watching you, admiring you, and really, seeing what you were doing as a boxer, and as a person, the sensitive side of who you were, because you were two different people. When you were in the ring, you were a killer. When you were out of the ring, you were the nicest guy, the sweetest guy that anybody could ever meet. And you went through a lot. But what I will say is this, as far as you feeling empty without boxing, you have a wealth of knowledge, in your head, just the history and, the fights that you've had and the training that you've had. You were trained under one of the best, in the late great Cus D'Amato. What I would say is to quell that empty feeling, that emptiness, get back into training somebody, train a fighter, become a corner man, because you know what you're doing. There's a lot of heavyweights, there's a lot of welterweights, there's a lot of light heavyweights that could really benefit from the tutelage that you could bring. So, I'm sorry that you have that feeling. Hopefully, you resolve it. I think that, like I said, you would be such a benefit to the world of boxing if you came back and coached. And I think that in itself would actually fill that void, because you're back in the gym, you're back to the smell, you're back to the adrenaline, because I can't step into Mayweather's without wanting to hit something. Even if I went to come, to visit, I couldn't step in to hit something, So that's just that love that you have for what you did for so long. Now, speaking of love, you have an old lady. You have a very beautiful, queen at your home.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
You have your queen. Now, one of the questions I have to ask: do you fart in front of your old lady?
You know what? You ain't got a lot to kick it. You know what I'm saying? It happens.
Yeah, there you go.
That's that greatness for you, though. That food got to be good. That cornbread.
Now, do you fart in front of your old lady?
We haven't gotten there yet.
You haven't got to?
Not yet.
Wait, how long y'all been dating?
About 5 months now.
You 5 months and you ain't farting in front of her yet?
Not yet.
Bro,
I mean,
come on, man.
I've never done it. Like, even with my ex-wife, I haven't done that.
Oh, no. See, okay, you tripping. Well, I tell you right now, I am a habitual gas passer, just to let you know, I gets it in. But what I will say, man, is I watched something today that actually blew my mind, with what going on. Matter of fact, John, roll the clip. Roll the clip. So, all right, so seeing that clip, I mean, me myself, I pride myself on the gas, man, but I think that was just a little bit excessive, man. That was a lot. I've never heard a fart change gears like that. Would you ever do something like that in front of your old lady, man?
No, I don't think I would. I don't want to see her reaction. I don't know what she's capable of doing. She's going to sock me in the face. I don't know.
Ron, what you think?
In the words of Jamie Foxx, you got to make it do what it do now, baby.
So are you even capable of doing something like that?
You know what? When Mother Nature's calls.
Yeah, but it happens.
To the
We're all
window,
human.
to the wall.
Man, just the look on her face. She looked like, what? Looked down at his butt, then looked up at him like, what are you doing? It's that to me, it was excessive, impressive. It was very impressive, but a little excessive, But I thank you guys for stopping by, man. Jerome, I know you got to go and pick up your mans. Alex, man, thank you for stopping by as well. Before we leave, Alex, let the people know where they can find you and follow you.
Okay, well, you can find me on Instagram. My Instagram is AlexDHT91, or you could find me on Facebook, AlexXX Daniel.
Alex double X. Okay, he didn't want that triple X because you got a girl and
Yeah,
then,
I had to take one X off.
Yeah, then
Yeah, so I
might
got my
cause a
girl.
problem. Jerome,
And you can find greatness at Greatness One Instagram. Go to Instagram and put Greatness One in it, but you spell it straight out / and come real, or don't come at all.
all right,
We
y'all.
taking that cornbread.
Give us a second, man. We got to pay some bills. Hey, check out my good friends Jack Slammy and JR with the Vegas Villains because we talking about football next on the Pickup Show. Be right back.
All right, here it's Slammy and JR, Vegas Villains. We're back in action.
Hey, this ain't no picnic. Hey, this is war. This is a battlefield. Oakland!
I said, damn, now he got to go get a Super Bowl ring.
And champions are the ones, they're successful because the adjustments that they make.
Getting a chance to come and play with the Raiders was amazing.
Any day when you in Las Vegas, it's got to be a great day. And now that the Raiders are Las Vegas Raiders, that's even a better day.
Stick around. Oh, check out the view.
And we're back, and thank you to my guests, Jerome, Coach, and Alex for coming through. One of the things that I will say before we get out of here is that we do have the NFL draft coming through, and I'm going to close on this. Shouts out to Vegas for actually having it. I think it's going to be busy as heck coming in. But one of the things that people are saying right now, and the big talk around the NFL, is where Tom Brady is going to go. Now, I'm going to say this, and, please read the shirt. I may be wrong, but I doubt it. Tom Brady should stay himself in New England. Don't leave. Because one thing that you guys are failing to realize is that Tom Brady is a system quarterback. He is not, I repeat, he is not a quarterback that's going to go to the Raiders or the Cowboys or something to that effect and really make a difference. He did very well in the Belichick system. He ran very well under Josh McDaniels. However, one of the things that they had in New England, and it was consistent, you had weapons around Brady, and you had a line to protect Brady. The Raiders, sorry, you guys don't have a line. You can't protect them. Dallas, you have Ezekiel Elliott. That's great. That'll take some of the pressure off of him. But outside of Ezekiel Elliott and Amari Cooper, you really don't have anything. So my thing is, Brady should not go anywhere. Stay where you are. Stay with what's working. Because I'll tell you right now, if you go to one of these other teams, you're going to end up getting hurt. Stay where you are. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Now, granted, New England didn't do very well last year for their standards, but you got to think about it. Brady didn't have those weapons. At one point in the season, you had Josh Gordon, you had Antonio Brown, and you had Demaryius Thomas. You let all three of those receivers go. And when you did, you were left with a Wes Welker. I mean, not Wes Welker, but either way, you were left with a slot receiver. So with that being said, with those weapons no longer there in New England at Brady's disposal, you basically saw the quarterback that he was, and you saw the frustration. New England is going to do everything that they can to get the weapons to put around Tom Brady to make sure that he stays. And if they get those weapons, I guarantee you, you'll see the New England that you're used to seeing. You'll see the Patriots that you're used to seeing. You'll see the Tom Brady that you're used to seeing. But that's not going to work if you see him in Oakland. That's not going to work if you see him in Dallas. I'm telling you now, that's a different system, and that's not what he used to. He is a system quarterback. Tom, from the Pickup Show, stay your ass where you at. All right? But that's it for tonight. I thank you guys for stopping by, man. I love you guys. Keep supporting the Pickup Show. Keep supporting Taste of Dominica, Poker Face Cigar, and As One Promotions. Keep supporting WWDB-TV and Old Man John back there working the boards. I love you, man. I will see you guys next week. It's the Pickup Show, baby. Thanks for stopping by. And that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for rocking with me. It's definitely appreciated. And as I said before, Mike Tyson, Iron Mike, somebody that I grew up watching and admiring, best believe you are not empty. There's a wealth of knowledge that you have within that brain of yours to come back. Come back and teach. Come back and corner somebody. You are never empty, brother. Definitely want to send a special thank you to Taste of Dominica, Poker Face Cigars, WWDB-TV, see, I can mess up too, WWDB-TV, as well as One Promotion. Thank you for stopping by. Tune in next week. Later.